Have you ever felt the need to explain yourself just to keep the peace? What if I told you the most powerful men don't explain, don't argue, and don't beg to be understood? They withdraw, and when they do, everything changes. The room grows colder. People grow restless in silence. It screams louder than words ever could. This ... isn't weakness. It's a power move. Machiavelli understood this intimately. He knew to disappear intentionally is not retreat, it's domination through absence. Withdrawal is power, not passivity. A true prince, Machiavelli said, knows how to vanish without losing his influence. When you withdraw, something eerie happens. People don't just miss you, they begin to confront their dependence on you. They don't miss your presence, they miss their ability to summon you. Have you always been the man who shows up, answers every time, explains just to maintain peace? That's not loyalty, that's emotional servitude. Ask yourself, are you being loved, or are you simply being used? Machiavelli would say, predictability is not virtue, it's a liability. And a man who is always available is never feared. And a man who is not feared ... is always controlled. Drop a comment if this hits you. I disappeared to reclaim my power. Kindness without boundaries breeds contempt. You think being kind makes you noble, but kindness, when it has no boundaries, becomes your leash. You become background noise, an emotional butler. Every time you say yes when your soul screamed no, you're selling your dignity for a cheap dose of validation. Stop. Machiavelli wouldn't call this kindness. He'd call it weakness disguised as virtue. If you've ever been drained by trying to please everyone, type this below. My predictability is my enemy. Protect your psychological energy like gold. Every reply, every explanation, every emotional rescue costs you, not in money, in energy. Do you feel exhausted without knowing why? You're not tired from doing too much. You're tired from giving too much to people who don't deserve it. Carl Jung said every thought pulls from a limited reservoir. Machiavelli would go further. Energy is a currency. Never waste it on the unworthy. Ask yourself in moments of stress, am I spending energy or being robbed of it? Leave a comment if this resonates. My energy feeds no fools. And if you're ready to guard your inner fire, hit like and subscribe. Silence is a weapon, not weakness, in a world addicted to noise. Silence is rebellion. When you stop reacting, you don't just avoid chaos, you control it. Machiavelli wrote, it's not always necessary to strike. Sometimes not moving at all is the most terrifying strike of all. Your silence builds pressure. It unravels their manipulation without you lifting a finger. Ask yourself, are you reacting? Or are you being controlled? Are you explaining or being profiled? If this truth stings, it's meant to. Comment below, my silence is the end of their illusion. You owe no explanations, only yourself peace. You were conditioned to justify your silence, to apologize for setting boundaries, to explain why you need time alone. But here's the truth. You don't owe them anything. Every explanation you offer invites them to question your right to choose. Every apology for your distance teaches them to expect your obedience. Machiavelli would say, a man who constantly explains himself becomes a man whose authority is always up for debate. If you're done betraying your peace just to be liked, write this in the comments. I owe no one an explanation for protecting my peace. Let the old version of you die. Yes, withdrawal hurts. At first, it feels like freedom, then loneliness. Doubt creeps in. Was I too harsh? Did I burn the wrong bridge? But Machiavelli wouldn't offer comfort. He'd offer clarity. This pain is not weakness, it's detox. You're not losing people. You're losing the version of you who needed to be needed. Let that version die. Let the sovereign one rise. If you're walking through this silent fire, mark the moment. My solitude is my sanctuary. The power of selective presence, Not every room deserves your presence. Not every person deserves your reply. Not every comment deserves your energy. Machiavelli taught, the prince who is always seen becomes ordinary. The one who chooses when and how to appear becomes unforgettable. Scarcity builds value. When you're always around, you're taken for granted. When you're rare, you're remembered. Ask yourself, is your presence expected or earned? If you're ready to raise your standards, drop this below. My presence is earned. And make sure to like and subscribe if you're reclaiming your self-command. Final words, the Machiavellian code of power. This isn't self-help. This is psychological war. Not against others, but against the old version of you. The one trained to explain, to chase, to be liked. Machiavelli didn't teach comfort. He taught control. He didn't value being kind. He valued kindness backed by power and withdrawn when it became a leash. Your new life won't start with applause. It starts in silence. It ends with dominion over your time, your emotions, your energy. From now on, let others gossip. Let them question. Let them miss you. But you move in silence. You respond only when it serves you. You no longer explain because power doesn't ask for permission. If you're stepping into this next chapter of power and presence, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment, I don't react, I calculate. I conserve, I rise.